What is up, guys? Yes, we're back and we're ready to meet with our recruiter. So there's certain things you guys gotta know before you meet with the recruiter. So some things have changed since I enlisted in the Marine Corps and I met with my recruiter, but it should all be fairly around the same. There's some certain qualifiers that you have to have in order to join the Marine Corps before you even meet with the recruiter. You should know these beforehand so you don't go in there, waste your time knowing that you're not going to qualify. So number one being your age. You must be at least 17 years old in age and no more than 28 years old in order to enlist in the Marine Corps. The second one would be convictions or any involvement with the law enforcement. So either you've gotten in trouble in high school, you went to court, misdemeanors. There's certain things that you have to keep in track. Have all the paperwork for it. A local recruiter might be able to tell you more on whether your convictions will or your law enforcement involvement might be a disqualifier or not. But anywhere from felonies, you might as well not waste your time. Number three would be any prior drug use. Doing drugs won't disqualify you precisely, but they will affect your enlistment and your meeting with the recruiter. Anywhere from marijuana might be, socially it's acceptable now, so marijuana might not be a disqualifier entirely. You will have to know and annotate which dates and how many times you have used marijuana. Anything other than marijuana, I'm pretty sure would be a disqualifier. So if you tried any LSD or etc., drugs in general will disqualify you in enlisting in the Marine Corps. Once again, if you have any questions in any of these, a local recruiter will help you understand and dictate whether you qualify or you don't qualify. Disabilities. So if you have any medical disabilities that might hinder you and might hinder your career in the Marine Corps, that will be a disqualifier. So once again, if you have any questions, you should meet up with the local recruiter or drop it down in the comments and I'll investigate myself and let you guys know if it's a disqualifier or not. When it comes down to your medical history, you should not lie. They will find out. Your drug usage, they will find out. And your convictions, they will find out. All these things are just better set off if you are straightforward instead of trying to lie to them, because they will find out at the end of the day and you're just wasting your time and it's just a big hassle. So always be truthful when talking to a recruiter. And at the end of the day, this is a career you might want to choose and follow for the rest of your life. So why even try to hinder that from the beginning? Now, when you walk into a recruiter's office, that's their first impression they're getting of you. So think about how you want to be perceived by them, So you might be this smart whiz kid, the most politest person in the world, but you walk in there looking like a bag of garbage. What do you think they're gonna think?
What the fuck?
So try to put yourself ahead and come in well dressed. Make sure your clothes is pressed. Make sure you're clean. Make sure you're wearing civil attire, not something that you would see in the streets. Your most professional attire. I'm not saying walk in there with a suit and tie, but come in with a nice polo shirt, nice clean pants, shoes, dress shoes. Don't come in there like you just came out of a party. If If you have facial hair, make sure it's nice and groomed. You are just meeting with the recruiter, so you necessarily don't have to be completely cleanly shaved. But have it nice and groomed. Have your hair neatly done and groomed. If you might, even better, take a step, take some initiative and get a haircut. Make yourself look nice and presentable. And a big part is make sure you have manners and you carry yourself out in a very professional manner. Yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Try to get rid of that yeah, nah, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Now, meeting with the recruiter doesn't necessarily mean you have to enlist right then and there. You're just in there for questions and you're presenting yourself that this might be an opportunity for you. This might be something that you might want to pursue. So this is your time to ask questions. This is your time to get everything off your chest that you might be thinking. Any myths, anything that anyone has ever told you. This is your time to clarify all that. You don't have to enlist that same day. Going into a recruiter's office and asking questions is a big part of recruiting. So just go in there, be confident. You're not signing any paperwork as soon as you walk in there. And I wouldn't sign any paperwork if I didn't have my questions answered. This is your time to shine in that sense of asking questions, getting your knowledge that you have already prepared. Once again, if you have not checked out my last video, check out my last video and you will understand what I'm talking about. But have all your questions prepared, do your own due diligence, and walk into the recruiter's office confident, ready to know what you want to be answered. So let's say you do want to pursue the career. Let's say you do want to enlist and you do want to become a Marine. You have to have some things set forward beforehand. You have to be somewhat physically active. There is certain height and weight standards that you will have to achieve before even getting shipped off to boot camp. And you do have to pass an IST, which is your initial strength test, before even shipping out to boot camp, which would be your pull-ups, sit-ups, and your 1.5 mile run, which consists of your IST. Later on in boot camp and for the rest of your Marine Corps career, you will be conducting a PFT, which also consists of pull-ups, push-ups, and no longer 1.5 miles, but it will be a 3-mile run in a certain amount of time, and you do have to have all these in order to qualify. So yes, I will suggest that you guys should be physically active somewhat. Go out for a run, do your push-ups, do your pull-ups, sit-ups. Be physically active in some sense. If you enlist with a good amount of time before you get shipped off to boot camp, you will be in the DEP program, the late entry program, which you will their PT, and you will go to pulley functions. And yes, it would help you prepare yourself for boot camp and prepare yourself physically and mentally and educationally for boot camp. But it's up to you to make sure you're physically fit. Recruiters will ask you a bunch of questions. They will ask you about your background. They will ask you about what your goals are in life. They will ask you about what you expect the Marine Corps to be. And maybe sometimes even pushy, because they do have to enlist a number of Marines, a number of poolies, I must say, for the year or for the quarter. So they will ask you a bunch of questions. Make sure you are qualified to be the next round of Marines or poolies or recruits that go into boot camp. So you walk into the recruiter's office and you think that you have checked off all the check marks. You're physically fit. You have all the qualifiers, and yes, this might be something that you do want to pursue. You will end up taking a practice ASVAB test, which is a test that you will take in order to even be considered to joining the military. That's for any military branch, and in the recruiter's office, you will take a practice one to even consider yourself having enough knowledge or education to be even considered a poolee or a future reference in the Marine Corps. Once again, your first day is you're just meeting with the recruiter. He's asking you questions. You're asking him questions. You're getting to know each other. You're getting to know what a sense of the Marine Corps is to a certain extent. You will go through certain customs and courtesies. You will get shown around what the uniforms look like. So that is your first taste of what the Marine Corps will be. Do not agree to anything your first day. Do not sign anything your first day. I would suggest you come back, you give it some thought, and then you make your decision. If you do not agree to anything, they will schedule you for a follow-up meetup. Let's just say your recruiter is being really pushy, right? And he wants you to enlist right away. He wants you to sign and get sent off to MEPS to enlist. MEPS will be military entering processing station, where you will go enlist and swear in, and that's it. You'll get your date when you get shipped off to boot camp. But you don't want to do that yet. So ask him for time to analyze your options. He's going to give you a bunch of stuff and try to veer your mind a different route. But just ask him time to analyze your options. You have options. We are humans. So analyze your options. Ask him that you got to talk to your friends and you got to talk to your family to see if it's the best route for you. So at the end of the day, this is your career, this is your life. So take control from the beginning and let him know that you are interested or you're not interested, but you will analyze your options. Once you're ready and you are 100% ready, meet up with your recruiter again. They will schedule you for your actual ASVAB test, not your practice test, your actual ASVAB test. You will go to MEPS, ultimately enlist in the Marine Corps and swear in, and you will meet with liaisons and you will meet with other Marines there that are helping you through the process, going through medical background checks. I'll drop a video on what MEPS is like from my experience, and you will swear in and you will sign a whole bunch of paperwork, and it will be lengthy. It won't be 2 days just to enlist. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you guys have any questions, please drop it down on the comments. Give me a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.